Now we're going to be moving. You know, what's so beautiful about this whole thing that's happening everywhere, all over the place, all at once, simultaneously, is that it just incorporates everything we need, from the heart of coherence and the depth of the spiritual experience, all the way through to how are we going to organize? How are we going to get this done? How are we going to land it? What does the new earth look like? What are the systems? What are the new forms in the new earth? What are they going to be? Because they're not going to be the same as what's before. So in that spirit, I couldn't be more excited, really, to bring up our next speakers, who are two of the most extraordinary executive strategists on the planet, and have, even though they're both relatively young, have been for decades working in the space of developing solutions, technology, communities to help us all get this done. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you from CoreNexus, Adam Apollo. Adam integrates, yes, please put your hands together for the remarkable Adam Apollo. Let me say a few words about Adam, and then I'll introduce Miranda. So Adam integrates over a decade of IP, intellectual property, prototypes, and production system development, superluminal systems, and is currently scaling operations and building its flagship project, CoreNexus, which we're all about to hear from. And we're also, his colleague in so many different ways, is the beautiful and the wonderful Miranda Clendenning. And Miranda has got, like Adam as well, a super long bio, but the short version is Miranda is one of the directors for Unify. Hello, everybody. Unify, thank you to Adil and Tammy and Miranda and everybody and Adam at Unify, and Unify the World. She also has a background executive multiple large and small-scale non-profit humanitarian groups, is a holistic nurse, oh my goodness, a mother of 5, regenerative whole systems community development consultant, and large event facilitator. Everybody, Adam and Miranda.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you, Ben.
So, Miranda, why don't you just give them a brief little scope on how you came into this work with me and we began to work together, because I think that sets a pretty good stage for what we're about to share.
Yeah, so I have been on the ins and outs of Unify since 2012 as well. I wasn't one of the co-founders, but was executive director before. I help with partnerships and anything that they need now, which is lots of things. I also work with David Gershon and the Empowerment Institute, and we're launching a Peace on Earth by 2030 game. But in my mind, we all work for the universe and we're all creating the new Earth. And we can't do it without amazing technology. And we just had this amazing event, the Hollow Movement event, where 80 of us were together, and so much love between everyone and so much amazingness, and a whole plan this year of launching Peace on Earth zones, the Peace on Earth game, a whole global strategy for how we actually get to Peace on Earth by 2030. And it's coming together really, really big. We met with A.Y. Young. There's musicians. He's talking to, I don't think I could say them yet, but big artists. And there will be concerts. Our dream is to have 1,000 concerts happen this year as Peace on Earth zones pop up around the world by Peace Day. So many announcements of this will come during World Unity Week. We're going to work really hard during the 99 days of peace through unity, and then launch these 1,000 Peace on Earth zones and a whole movement of peace this year. But we have to have this technology, and this wizard is who helped me find myself and my tribe in 2014, and just, I love you so much, Adam.
Oh, thank you. I love you too.
Take it away.
So when we co-founded Unify in 2012, and we began raising money to bring together millions of people to try to get them focused around planetary topics and impact and meditating together, we very quickly realized that this game is really tough. You raise money, you do a campaign, you spend all the money, you're back at square one. You build a team, you lose a team. It's just this waveform. And so I got into education systems. I started building academies. I built the Resonance Academy for Unified Physics. I built the Guardian Alliance for Self-Development. I built a Visionary Arts Academy, and even built an Interspiritual Academy with Master Ben Bowler. We didn't ever quite launch that one, but it was beautiful, though. It was beautiful. And so over the last decade, we have been prototyping systems of gamification to connect people, to get people engaged in the process, not only of learning, but how we can change the world together. And so of really 15 years of visions and work and prototyping, we now have a process and a system that we're going to launch out to the world next year, and that's what I'm here going to share with you a little bit about. So, how do we do it? How do we do it at planetary scale? How do we collaboratively free all the things, so to speak? Well, we have to connect people and their purpose. We need to gamify the process of not only learning, but how we sell and exchange with each other, because our capital exchanges becomes resource that we can drive change with. We deploy a planetary dashboard, we drive impact capital, and we empower vocation and action. So we've been building a fleet of all these partners. We've worked with many, many different groups, from decentralized data systems to mainstream mass media groups that are working on outlets. They have 3 people from Marvel on their team, to homeless recovery, in-school programs, and of course, David Gershon, as Miranda mentioned, doing the Reinventing the Planet initiative. We know that we can reach hundreds of millions of people very quickly if we have the right thing to connect them together with. But what is it that most people really want? You know, on a day-to-day basis, the reality is we got to do work, we got to do jobs, we got to make money, right? And so many people struggle with the idea that they have to take some of their budget to give to charity because they need the budget for their grocery bill. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been to Erewhon, but my goodness, right? That's a costly grocery store right here in Venice Beach. And when we look at people sharing with each other through commerce, we start to see that there's literally $1 trillion that people exchange every year just buying and selling images, courses, videos, music from each other. And so we built systems to enable people to share royalties so they can collaborate on these things and they don't need a bookkeeper on the back end. And every time they sell one of these digital goods, we drive a percentage to impact, whatever impact area they care about. So that's stage one, because money then in this giant digital market begins funneling itself into impact. But then we create systems to let them not only create courses, but missions. So they learn from each other, how do we go out and do change? And then they meet other people on the ground to actually build a garden, to do an arts project, to clean up a river, as we'll talk about more. And then socially, they take photos of what they've been doing, and that gets uploaded back to the social system, and suddenly we have a validation mechanism. They earn badges and they earn money. But how do you get people into a new kind of system like this? Well, you're not going to be able to do it with the same old flat Facebook thing that's complicated, intense. You know, I struggle sometimes with navigation in Facebook. So we've created an entirely new visualization-based interface. We like to think of it as a 4D social operating system with planetary mapping. It's AR first, so everything is like dashboards like Iron Man uses inside of his suits. We have the ability to track impact projects and drive people into impact projects on the ground, gamify their participation, and make sure they get paid. We create a learning hub as the central organizing factor of this network, where you're developing yourself along the way. You're getting free courses in NVC, in leadership, in environmentalism, in consciousness, in gender equality. And you've got badges you're earning, missions you're taking, collections you're growing in, and it all looks like you're inside of a Starship dashboard. Your profile is nothing like it is on these other systems because not only can you share your art and your dreams and your visions, but you can share your projects, you can share your work, you can share your magic. You drop in a little bit deeper and you realize that you're not just a person, you're a star in a star system. And the planets in your star system are your collections. And you begin earning and learning and realizing that this digital reflection of you is actually not just this thing that you're going into that's outside of yourself. It's actually augmenting your consciousness. It's helping you understand how you are deeply interconnected with the universe. And when I talk about impact sectors, I don't just mean, cleaning up trees or cleaning up water. We've developed what we call the ROSE, a regenerative operating synergy engine, which integrates the SDGs, integrates Barbara Marx Hubbard's Wheel of Co-Creation, Vincent Arena's sector work into a spectral harmonic field that can serve every area of life. And so as money pools into these impact sectors and areas, we then drive impact capital from the product sales into these different mission-centric zones, into these different missions that literally you or I or anybody else on the street can go create. Something needs to happen in this town, make it a mission. And then we attach a bounty to it. And what happens essentially is that a group like Unify, for example, can come in and do a big campaign, right? World Water Day just happened, and next year, World Water Day is gonna have this whole system plugged into it. So you've got an artist, they create a piece of artwork, create this NFT, and they go to sell that, and they decide, I'm gonna give 50% to supporting the water. And suddenly somebody else comes in, buys that person now earns money, but they also earn impact points because they've just given their money to good. So the seller and the buyer are both participating in impact. Now, somebody else, like Miranda, comes in, creates a mission, and she's like, let's go walk along the creek for the day and clean up all the trash all the way down the creek. But her friends are like, oh yeah, dude, I got a bunch of work to do, I can't do that today. So she's like, no, but you'll get paid $100 for the day to do it. And they were gonna go do their Uber or Lyft job, right? Or do TaskRabbit because they're sick of the 9-to-5 world. And she submitted this mission, a bounty gets attached to it, and now suddenly it's easy. She gets 10 people, they all go walk down the river, take some photos, and then boom, they upload the photos, and bam, all of them have $100 in their wallet for the due. They earn points, they earn badges. For college kids and youth, this is a way for them to build vocational skills that then get them the greater jobs. We're about moving people away from this dopamine game of how many followers do you have? And into a new kind of metrics where we're looking at how much are you actually doing to change the world? How much of a superhero are you actually? Are you stepping up to this game because the world needs you now? So I'm very proud to announce that through this project, we have just been nominated for the Earthshot Prize, which is a very, thank you. Thank you. It's a very prestigious prize that'll help us get this out there to the world. We have many amazing partners that we already have LOIs with and agreements with to launch this thing as a fleet. We hope that you'll join us in that process because this is not just about our company. This is also about the Impact Fund, which is its own nonprofit entity we're creating, a token trust that will help hold and secure the value behind these systems to support people ongoing. And we have really an amazing team, don't we, Miranda? Yes. We have this beautiful, amazing team coming together. We have a lot of amazing investors and advisors at the table. And essentially, what we are bringing to the picture here is something completely different. So I hope that you guys will come and join us in CoreNexus.
This is all inclusive to everyone, and already Unify is collecting. We went dormant a bit during COVID, but now we're recollecting who were the boots on the ground groups doing what impact, and come in and be with us now. We have surveys. You can fill out the type of impact you do, or fill out missions that you want to lead in the future. So this is not just a future thing. You can contact us at unify.org or core.nexus or peace2030.earth. Any of those will get you to us, but tell us what you do. Be in connection together. We're going to do this together. Tons of us.
Yeah, that's thank you. That's CoreNexus.is. So come find us there if you want to sign up and learn more about our project. And we'll create the largest fleet dedicated to regenerative impact this planet has ever seen. Let's do it together.